Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If I look familiar, it's because I've just done a makeup tutorial on this. I don't know which one's going to be up first. It might be, no, I think it might be this one because it's easier to edit. But today is going to be a different video. It's going to be a story time. It's kind of going to be like a mismatch of like two stories just told together. It's basically just going to be the drunkest I've ever been. So yeah, just to give you a little background. I don't know what it is about me, but when I go out, I just want nothing more than to get completely off my face drunk. I don't know, I just don't know why I do it. There's no in between. My friends say like I'm either like okay or I'm just not okay. There's no like, oh yeah, she's merry. I'm like, yeah. But most of the time I'm just not okay. This first time is probably like the worst story because it is pretty sick. If you're like a bit squeamish, I told this story. I thought of this story because I told it the other day to my friends. We was out for food and my friend, she actually started gagging just at the thought of it. So I thought she was just going to spill all her food back up on her plate. It was a scene. So yeah, this was back in, I think it was 2011. It was New Year's Eve and I wasn't with Luke, I was with my ex-boyfriend, and I was going to call him Bob. People know who he is, but I'm just going to call him Bob, just, you know. So basically every year when I was younger I would go to this place called the Num. So it was like a workmen's club. It wasn't anything like fancy, it was just like a big hall where everyone that I knew from school, just everyone I knew was there, so it was always like a really good time. So we would always go to the Num and there would be like a band, a DJ and stuff like that. So how old was I when this happened? I must have been 16, I was 16. And obviously I was underage, but it's okay because we could get served at this place. So we used to go there all the time. And especially for New Year's, it was always like really, really good parties. So we went there at about, I think about 7 it normally starts, and then it finishes at like 12:30, 12:30 midnight or whatever. So we go there and I don't know what happened, but at that time I was drinking Southern Comfort lemonade and lime. I used to love that back then, and after that I've never drunk it since. Drinking, was having a good time with my friends, and my boyfriend at the time wasn't there. He was at his own place, like his house. He was like having a house party afterwards, and I said to him, I'll get to you before 12 so we can have like a midnight kiss and New Year's Eve kiss or whatever. So I don't know what was going on with me, but I was just like, yeah, let's get pissed, and I was just like knocking him back. And just to give you an idea, like the other night I went out and I got the same sort of drunk. Like by the time my friend had finished her one, I was on my 3rd drink. So that's how like fast I drink when I'm out. I don't know why I do it. I just like to drink. So it got to about 9:30 and I was pretty drunk. Like I can't really remember doing much. And then from about 10:30 it was blackout. Like my friends were obviously like, God, she needs to go, like we need to take her home. And I said to my ex, can I bring like 2 of my friends? So she said yeah. So they come in the car with me, and my mother ordered this taxi. Like it was like a friend, like she normally ordered taxis with. I don't think she's been in a taxi with him since because of what I done. I was just awful. We got in there, I was like a mong, like I was just like this, like in the car, in between my 2 friends, Lacey and Chloe. And when they took me into the car, they were like, oh sorry, she's really, really drunk, like you know, we got this cup just in case she's sick. So I had this pint glass of water and I was like sipping it in this car. You know when you're so drunk you're just like spinning out and it's just, the room is just not still at all. The car was doing that and I kind of had my eyes closed, and I was so drunk, like I didn't know what was going on. But I finished this glass of water and like my friend Lacey was like holding it underneath me, and she was like, oh, are you okay, Beck? You okay, Beck? And I just remember going, no. And I just went woof and just spilled all in this cup, and it like filled to the top, like it was and it was like overflowing. And he didn't have leather seats, he had like material seats. So I was like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And he was tamping, and I think he was gonna like chuck us out, to be honest. It was like that bad. But they were like, oh no, please, like we'll pay you money, blah blah blah. So he took me to where we was going, and yeah, so on the way I must have forgotten that I had been sick in this cup. So I started to drink my sick. Yeah. I drank my own sick, and I don't think my friend realised for a second, and then she was like, oh my god, Beck, she was like, stop it, stop it, stop it, that's your sick, what are you doing? And I was just like, I just didn't even know. I didn't even know that it was my sick, because I'd forgotten that I'd just been sick. Oh my god, I was so drunk. So he was tamping that, all of that. So he dropped us off anyway. I can't really remember if we paid him or not. They must have sorted that out. But we got to my ex's house, and he was furious at me because I was so drunk I couldn't even like stand, so I had to go in his bedroom. And this girl, she was looking after me all like she was a nurse, and she was like, just sip water, you'll be okay. So I would just sipping water, and I just spewed all over his bed, like not like in a bucket next to me, which there was. I just spewed all over his bed, and I like laid in my own spew for the whole night. So yeah, that's one story. And this one is like, it's not as bad, I didn't drink my own sick or anything. But it always happens to me, and these things just, oh god, I'm just always the drunkest one. So fast forward now a few years, it was a few years, maybe like 2 years, 2013 probably, I think. I was with Luke at this time now, and I was going on a big night out with all my friends, and my friend Jodie, she had a house, or like a flat, in Cardiff, like 5 minutes from where the like main street is, where all the clubs are. And we always went as a group, like it was boys and girls, my friends from school. We always go to Live Lounge. I haven't been there for ages, but that's where we always used to go. So we was queuing up, I think it was the rugby as well, so it was really really busy down there. And Live Lounge is always like packed. Like, I have a love-hate relationship with Live Lounge. I like it and then I don't like it. But this night, apparently I loved it, so I was taking advantage of the cheap drinks. We got in there, we pre-drank pretty hard though, to be honest with you. And I was a student at this time, so money was tight. So we went in there, and we always sit down in this booth thing. So there's like a table, like this kind of like in this U shape, and then there's like a table with like a bucket like in the middle, so you could put like wine and ice and stuff. So we sat down on one of those, was just talking for ages, and every time one of the boys would go up to get a drink, I would just be like, oh, get me mine, and give him money, and he'd go up and get a drink. And I think because I was sat down for so long, I didn't realise, like, I couldn't gauge how drunk I was. And then me and my friend Jess, we decided to go up and dance. So I had a clutch bag, and I had it like underneath my armpit, and like I always have my phone in my hand constantly. So we went over to start dancing, and if you watch Stella, there's a guy on there called Luke, funnily enough. And he's pretty good looking. I think he's pretty good looking. But yeah, he's on that TV show, and he was there, he was on the dance floor, and I was like, oh my god, I love Stella so much. I watch Stella all the time. I really don't. I don't watch Stella at all. I had a photo with him, and then literally after we had the photo with him, I must have just let the bag, like from underneath my armpit, fall to the floor, and it was just gone. Like, I could not find this bag to save my life. I had my phone in my hand, luckily, so I turned on the torch, and I was like on the floor crying, on the, like my hands and knees crying, like, where's my bag? Where? And I had everyone in this place. It's quite small in Live Lounge, but everyone was just on the floor trying to look for my bag. I was like, it's leopard print, you can't miss it, you can't miss it. And yeah, nobody could find it basically, so that kind of traumatised me for the night. And bear in mind now, this is about 10:30. 10:30. This is just the start of the night, and I was really really drunk. So I went back to the booth, and I was just crying and like really upset. Not bawling my eyes out, but like, you know, I looked upset, and the girls were like, oh, what's wrong? And I was like, I've lost my bag, I've lost my bag. And then I just like kind of got over it, but I just laid my head down like this, and I was on the corner, and my friend was standing like over here, and then the rest of my friends sat down like over here. It was just like spinning out, you know, when it's like spinning and it's not good, and you think, oh fuck. So I just had my head down, and I just whoosh, I'm sick everywhere. And I could just see my friend Jess go, I can feel something wet on my feet, and she looked down, she was like, oh my god, she's being sick. So everyone was like, oh, disgusting, and then my friend Hannah, she like gripped my hair like this, I went, ugh, and I was just like sick, like all down my front, and it was just disgusting. So, and obviously it was the start of the night, and this is like 11 o'clock now. The start of the night, my friends weren't even as close to what I was, so luckily, thank God, because honestly I don't think I think they would have left me in that place, just laid there while they all had a good time, because they were just like, I'm not taking you home back, like no. But I was like, I need to go home, I need to go home. So Luke was in prison, which is like around the corner from Live Lounge, thank God. My friend Jodie just rang him and was like, you need to come and get her because she is like not okay. So Luke had to leave the club at 11 o'clock, bless him, and come and take me home, and he couldn't, like I couldn't walk, so he had to drag me home, and then he had to like pick me up, and then he was like, oh my God, I can't carry you anymore, can you just put my shoes on? So I like had his shoes and we walked home, and we got in, woke up the next morning, and like I still not had my bag at this point, so I still had lost my bag. So I was like fuming in the morning. I was like, oh my God, there was 40 quid in there, my bank card, my ID, like I'm tamping. And then this guy who always was in these like parties, these after parties back at Geordie's, and I'm not gonna say his name, but I don't like him, okay, and he annoys me, and he was like, oh, it's only 40 quid, I make 250 quid a week. And I was like, you know, as if like he makes loads of dosh, and he's like, oh, you couldn't live without £40. I was a student at this point. I didn't have £40 to be thrown away. No, I didn't. So I just snapped at him, and I was just like, oh, well, there we are then, that's nice for you, innit? Whatever. So I rang Live Lounge the next day, rang up, and I was like, can I come by to see if you've had a leopard print clutch handed in? And they were like, yes, we have. Come in and, you know, we'll obviously need to like ID you. And obviously my ID was in there, so I went there and they asked my ID details, and I got it right, and then I got it back and everything was still in there, my £40 and my bank card and my ID. So I have that. Joe, I'm gonna call him Joe, his name is not Joe, but yeah, so yeah, that was it, guys. If those stories weren't that impressive, I do have lots more. I just wanted to start off with something quite mellow, if you will. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you want to see more videos of me and get notifications, press subscribe. Thank you very much. Yeah, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys. Mwah.